Marine turtles are majestic and beautiful creatures that have been roaming our Earth for millions of years. In Australia, we have 5 species of marine turtles: the green turtle, loggerhead turtle, hawksbill turtle, flatbill turtle, olive ridley turtle, and the leatherback turtle. Despite being around Australia for so long, these species are facing several human-induced problems, and with some species facing near endangerment, it is important for us to understand and try and resolve threats threatening their disappearance. Marine turtles found in Australia depend on seagrass beds for their main source of food and habitat. Recently in Australia, due to agriculture and urban runoff, a boost in high nutrient levels has occurred, causing an increase in the number of algae blooms. These algae blooms shade the seagrass and limit light exposure, causing a mass reduction in the population of seagrass beds. Land sediment damage the leaves, stems, and roots by boat propellers, trawlers' nets, plant disease and dredging are also impacts of destroyed seagrass. This problem is mainly affecting areas around Queensland, specifically in Cleveland Bay and Upstart Bay. The extent of this problem is large. At the State's Marine Environment Authorities say there has also been a 700% increase in the number of turtle strandings in North Queensland due to destruction of major seagrass sources.
Marine turtles in Australia are also currently suffering from dramatic changes in their breeding areas. With the introduction of non-native animals such as foxes, pigs and goannas, there has been a major decline in marine turtle numbers as eggs and hatchlings are preyed on, and since they are not adapted to threats and predators, such as those, they are defenceless and being victimised. Land clearings also, due to industrial and urban development, has great potential to disturb and interfere with turtle populations within various times of their life cycle, as it may deny nesting habitat or create light pollution that disorientates hatchlings and nesting adults and cause them to go into traffic, drones and other human-formed threats. It may also alter the pivotal temperature that would alter the sex ratio of any hatchling from male to female.
Plastic pollution in the waters around Australia are one of the largest causes for turtle population decline. Plastic bags look to turtles like their food source, jellyfish. The plastic is ingested and can choke the turtle. Alternatively, the bag can get stuck in the turtle and make it float on the surface of the water. Here it can be predated on birds, sharks, starve to death, or be hit by a boat.
Currently in Australia, there are several programs in place to harbour and protect Australian turtle species. One of the more famous projects is the River to Reef Management Project. Currently, WWNF has partnered up with leading research centres such as the University of Queensland's National Research Centre and for the Environment Toxicology and School of Veterinary Science to create and put in place a management program aiming to identify and measure key pollutants in the river, the Great Barrier Reef and in green turtles themselves.
Their aim is to improve water quality using these measurements and data and boost resilience of both the reef and overall marine turtle health. So far, they have come a large deal of success with their research and have found a number of various issues that they have been working to fix. One of the key issues was identified by Associate Professor Gause, who states, "We found chemicals associated with industry and agriculture in the blood of turtles from both Upstart Bay and Cleveland Bay. Stress-related compounds are often a sign of chemical exposure." As well as this, the River to Reef program have identified several new key facts about Australian marine turtles that have helped conservation efforts
in
and
Australia,
more
most people
interest
agree that
in
we
the
should
safety
continue
and
to
awareness
introduce
of
conservation
turtles.
programs, and with projects having a great number of support such as Stop Plastic Position, which is aimed at reducing plastic specifically in oceans, has received early in its creation about 36,108 signatures, and many more have received bountiful support. Mark Reed, a marine turtle activist, is quite worried about that all this support is not enough and more needs to be done in Australia. He states in an interview with 60 Minutes about Rain Island, "In 30 years' time, we may not be able to have this conversation with turtles nesting all around us, so our children might not be able to see these animals in the world. To me, that's quite a travesty. I would want my kids to appreciate sea turtles." To reduce the impact on sea turtles in Australia, individuals can limit their use of plastic, ensure they do not litter rubbish and clean up any rubbish they see, especially when it's near water sources. They could also volunteer with services that offer protection for turtles or conservation and measuring. Being mindful of turtles on the surface of the water when in boats and retrieving all fishing equipment is also important, as it would limit the impact on sea turtles from many to a few that could be easily monitored.
Costa Rica is a relatively small country in Latin America and is home to 4 of the 7 species of sea turtles: the olive ridley, leatherback, green, and hawksbill sea turtles. Year-round nesting allows the country to gain a lot of income from tourism, but allows poachers to have access as well. Costa Rica is attempting to revive their nesting turtle population, as it has seen a large decline since 1988 from thousands of nesting turtles per species to less than 50, and some species are worse, like the leatherback turtle, which had as little as 14 nesting turtles on some beaches during 2017. The culture of Costa Rica differs largely from the rest of the world. There, sea turtles are killed and eaten, and the eggs are collected and sold as a delicacy. The Caribbean Conservation Corporation, along with co-plaintiffs, introduced a law in 1998 to prevent the killing of sea turtles, as it was shown the populations were failing. Not everyone agreed with this law, as many were outraged. Poachers began harvesting turtles for their meat and eggs and began selling them to the public at cheap prices.
Most Western cultures see poaching as a horrible act, especially towards endangered sea turtles. Organizations that operate in Costa Rica agree that the poaching needs to stop, and have set up conservation and sponsoring for turtles to raise money, protect, and collect data on the populations. Poaching is still illegal, but many wish to have the law lifted. as the culture of Costa Rica is centered around the beach and having a history of eating turtles and their eggs. Since poaching was made illegal, its rate has increased and is not slowing. Conservationists feel it is up to them to protect the turtles directly and not use the local police. As a result, conservationist Jairo Mora Sandoval was murdered by poachers because he volunteered in 2013. The government was involved and told the public that it could not provide the security needed. Volunteer rates dropped 90% in the year following as a result. To improve sustainability, centers could be set up that farm turtles and eggs for human consumption, as it is important to the culture of Costa Rica. More security could be given on the beaches. Breeding centers could boost the population and save critical species from extinction whilst other efforts are completed. Beaches could be protected and bred turtles released there to eliminate human interaction. The Oxygenal National Reserve protects 15 kilometers of coastline used for nesting in Costa Rica. Rangers patrol the area and deter poachers. This is effective, but there is no threat to stop poachers. There is only so much the rangers can do to protect the sea turtles and volunteers working to catalogue and survey because, as mentioned, Jairo Sandoval was murdered due to a lack of safety. Strategies reducing harm to the sea turtle family are conservation and monitoring, all of which are privately funded. These can only tell how well or bad the population is doing, and does not directly impact their survival. There are also worldwide ocean cleanup organizations that operate around Costa Rica which allow turtles to not die from pollution.